my honor to introduce to you one of the biggest Halo stars on YouTube that's involved in the Mega Bloks community that made it Fridge Too Far too. So, we've announced it for the last 5 years, and we've had tons of teasers, yet we still don't have a movie. But lo and behold, Fridge Too Far 2 Episode 1 is coming out this 22nd of this month. Could you announce yourself?
That is correct. I was going to say it as but I don't want to steal Evander's thunder. It's me who, and as of next week, when the first episode comes out, I will reintroduce myself to my wife. I'm that guy that's been in the office downstairs doing weird things, taking pictures of Lego for 6 months. And then she won't need Larry late at night anymore.
What exactly are you mailing us?
A lifestyle, my friend. A lifestyle.
So, with so little time left till Episode 1 actually comes out, what can you say about the story? And I want details.
Yeah. All we've really shown and said, and I thank PGCR for that, I even pronounced the acronym correct, is that you guys are the bad guys. So in Fridge 2, you're going to have a Wiener Dog team, which is primarily myself and 3 other guys, who will be facing PGCR, who are evil Legos, who are launching a plot against the Mega Bloks guys.
Under the command
of Skalaxed. And that is, I had so many trailers.
We're already doomed.
And that was I heard when I Skalaxed, just hearing him laugh when I was going through all the audio, I said this deserves its own spotlight. But needless to say, the Legos face off against Wiener Dog team, who are a bunch of clumsy people but get the job done. And a lot of comedy, more action than the first one, and so it is the struggle between the two.
So, I'm trying to look at some of the lines that we have. Can I play, like, one line?
Is it where Katie goes, Daddy?
Well, let's see. I think I have Katie's line right here. It's a lot. We'll play this one small section, which would be a total of 15 seconds.
My pauses?
Sir, Pelican reporting in. Approaching Moonbase, where Jesse signals loud and strong.
That was stupid. Loud and strong.
Uh-huh. Oh, loud and strong.
So I'm not in distress.
You're just giving.
I'm not in distress.
You're giving a command.
Okay.
But I kind of like the loud and strong.
Loud and strong.
Not with the southern accent.
Sir, Pelican reporting in. Approaching Moonbase, where Jesse's signal is loud and strong.
There are 31 different people who contribute their voice to this movie, by the way. Around the Halo community, not only, Mega Bloks thing, but there's obviously you guys. The 4 outstanding hosts of PGCR, Rabowski, Evander, Skills, and Whitey. He's not even listening. Anyway, there's 31 different people contributing their voices, amongst the lovely Katie.
I was silent for a reason.
When you see, actually, I'll go on the record for this one, is when you see the scenes you're in, they're great. You did an outstanding job with the lines. As a matter of fact, you were so articulate with it, it was a bitch to synchronize the voice with the movements, but they worked out really, really well. You're in particular, you're in episode 5 and 6, and outstanding work on those.
Yeah, stop trying to make me feel better.
Now, did you ever get Jem's lines?
I did not get... Did I give Jem lines?
I don't know. I see in the Skype, Jem is like, oh shit. I was supposed to do lines, wasn't I?
I think
I
Rob
know at
sent
one
me
point
something.
I sent out some more lines, but
I think Rob sent me
I don't
something
need
to
extra
do,
work.
but it was around Christmas, so I completely forgot about it. Whoops.
So you
My bad.
you pulled a Drunken Halo.
Drunken Halo was asked to contribute some lines, but Justin goes out and gets cancer, and he expects me to accept. No. A little bit of fucking cancer.
It was pretty
Keeps him from doing
insensitive.
that. I'm sitting there, 42 years old, playing with my toys, and this guy has to take his precious chemotherapy.
He has the audacity. It's good to know that he's doing good, though. All things can...
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And actually, it's...
Didn't he say he was cancer-free now?
Yeah, he's good.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the words he himself put on Skype and Facebook.
Yeah.
Not Skype, sorry, Twitter.
No, that was very
okay,
good to
can we
hear.
continue?
Yeah. So, what about the story? Can you say that much about the story, or give a brief synopsis, other than we're the bad guys?
Okay, all right. I don't want to get too much into it, but there is a surprise right from episode 1. You see a plot where the Legos are a spring on the Mega Bloks guys. Wiener Dog team launches an assault crew to try to head it off, and things don't go well. And just like all the good science fiction movies, when things look darkest, the good guys come out on top. You really expected more? I mean, I want people to stick around for all the episodes.
Okay, well, I'm actually sticking food in my mouth, so I didn't want to talk and piss off Jim.
Thank you.
I think I'm good now.
That.
I think I'm good now. There's still food in my mouth, but I don't think I sound like it.
Sure.
We know it's not food, Rob.
There's a lot of protein involved, but it's not food.
So you're done with everything now. Are you done with everything, or how many episodes are there going to be, and what's left to be done?
Okay, right now I've got, originally it was going to be 7 episodes. It looks like episode 7 will be 2. The first 5 are totally done. They're on YouTube. They're ready to hit a button and they're released. 6, 7, and 8 still have some production in it. Probably about 40, 50 hours of work left to do. Post-production stuff is in credits, opening and closing credits. Probably out of those hours, about 40 of them are actual production scenes. But all the scenes, there's 5 scenes left to do. They're all in process. And what's involved in a scene, I mean, it can take 6, 10, 15 hours to do 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. So I mean, it's quite a process. But we're in the home stretch. With one, I've got now 7 weeks to finish the last 3 episodes, and that's going to be plenty of time.
So you might actually, to kind of explain your situation, how you do what you do. I might spend 10, 12 hours wooing the wife to have 2-3 minutes of fun with her. Would that be?
It takes a long time, and when I made some of these videos before in the past, people say, "Oh, that's not stop motion animation." They bitch, it's so easy. A scene of 2 minutes, the average scene will require at least a couple dozen pictures. They have to be taken. It's got to be proper lighting. Each shot has to be edited. They are pulled into a timeline. If I have 4 people, well, look, I've got one scene where everybody from PGCR talks. So you get all 4 of them in. Luckily, your levels are fairly consistent, but I still got to edit those, each individual person. You got to put music and sound effects to level it out. Then you do the video sequencing. You got to move the heads and move the mouths when the people talk. You've got to synchronize when a gun shoots. it's a big thing. And then you got to synchronize it all and have, fade ins, fade outs to look good. And it's also a question of, if you say, well, in this scene I'm going to make this guy, his head pop off and fly across the screen, you think about it, and then you go to do it, and you realize I've just given myself, 5 hours of work for 5 seconds. So, I mean, there's some scenes are simpler than others, and but it all takes a great deal of work. And even the shortest scene, which is a conversation between Hebe and Skills, took about 6-7 hours to do. And and that doesn't include all the writing and stuff too.
You're probably happy to do a scene where Skills is talking because he has no mouth.
It's true, actually, because he's got the helmet on for the entire thing, so his mouth doesn't move. And but it's still, I mean, you want to make it realistic. And mark my words, people are going to make comments about that. But you know what? It's not only visual, it's the actual story I want people to listen to, the gags and everything. And there is a good story to it.
And how many episodes?
It's what hours? I think we're talking over 400 hours put into this.
Wow.
Yeah, but sad, isn't it?
Not really. It's just that it's dedication to your craft.
How many episodes? Are you still at 7, or you actually go past that?
Well, like I said, episode 7 right now is up to 12 minutes, and I've still got 3 major scenes to. I've got 5 to put in, and 3 of them are pretty big. So I think it will end up being 8 episodes in the end.
Okay.
And mind you, the credits are going to be about 5 minutes long because I got a lot of people to thank. So
cool.
So yeah, it will be a full 8 episodes. We're looking at about 110 minutes total, possibly up to 120 by the time I'm done, between the 8 episodes.
Now, it took a long time to make this. I mean, obviously, because you said you put up to 400 man hours into it. Originally, it was supposed to be done in November. What in the hell happened?
It's funny because Fridge 1 was just a bunch of inside jokes, and I was just playing around with it. I had made a video that was longer than 3 minutes, and ended up making a 19-minute video of, like I said, everybody involved had these inside jokes that a lot of people don't know what the hell they're, don't find it funny and such. So I went out there, and as I was making Fridge 2 and I'm watching all the hits rack up on Fridge 1, I realized this has got to be good. It's got to be better, and it's also got to be a good quality. And I got to admit, when I heard all the lines you guys did, I mean, it was great. It was awesome, and listening to that gave me more ideas. And I said, this is going to make this better. And it was a combination of making it as to a level that I thought would be good, representative of the work even you guys put into it. So this way, better product, the better it is for everybody. But at one point, I had to stop putting things in it. Yeah. And I tell you one thing, just the bloopers that you guys had on your videos were just incredible. I mean, I fit 2 of them into the script as part of the script. As a matter of fact, you don't even know them.
I'm intrigued. And so, who's part of that?
Skills is part of that, and Whitey.
That's cool. You had a Fridge 2 Part 1. Now you have 2. Is there going to be a Fridge 3? And if so, will you still be married if this happens?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'll be married.
Trilogy.
Interesting. Well, first of all, you've already been kind enough to offer the second place guy in the Hrabowski Must Guy contest a role in Fridge 3, so I guess we're going to have to do that. There will be one, but I'm going to take 2 or 3 months off. And my wife, I think she's going to start making more money than me soon. So, I mean, the alimony ball is in her court, so we'll see. There will be a Fridge 3, and I've already got a storyline for it, and we've already upped the ante as far as graphics and everything.
which I know where you're coming from, because every once in a while, Katie, my wife, she'll get a little irritated because we're doing the show. But she understands that it's important. But at the same time, she's also like, are you seriously still doing the show? It's like fucking 11:30 at night. But the things we do. But what would you do?
Everybody's got a hobby.
Yeah. What would you do differently if you had to do this all over again? Would you change the process, or what would you do differently?
Probably a little more secret. I think there were a lot of people asking a lot of questions I was being nice to in the community, and there's only so many times a day I can hear, when is it done, wasn't done, wasn't done. So that's kind of, I'll be a little more secretive about it, and might ask for more help. Like, I've actually, I'm open to other people contributing different scenes and different jokes, because my sense of humor may not appeal to a whole bunch of people. And one of the goals is to, I don't know if expose is the right thing. Like you guys, your podcast, your corner of the Halo universe. Jay is in it from Teabag or Die. I've got people from a few different corners of the community, and I'd like to get more of them involved in it. So that's what I'd like to probably do different. Focus on that even more.
Gotcha. And what would you say is the best and the worst part of making the movie?
Best part is to see people get hyped up about it. I'll probably change my tune when it's done, and I'll say the best part about it is it being done. The worst part about it is when you spend hours and hours doing something, and it. Well, look, I mean, you've got Skills Rights. He played the guitar. And when you're doing something that has any artistic merit, and I use that term loosely, animating figures, but you got a vision in your head what you want to do. You want to write an epic story, an epic book, paint a perfect picture. Sometimes the picture you had in your head isn't quite the way it turned out, and you spend hours and hours doing something, and you have to scrap it after, and that can be a little discouraging. I mean, hey, some guy, working on his car, doing something like that, fixing it up, it can be discouraging. I mean, when I was in scene 8 or 9, it took me many, 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 many hours to do one simple 3-minute scene. I got really discouraged. But, I mean, these things happen, in everything in life. Like my shitty job.
Well, I mean, we've all seen Fridge Too Far 1. Duty Bound actually even mentioned it too, that when you watch the first one, you mentioned it yourself also, that it has a bunch of inside jokes. You did 3-minute videos beforehand, then you come out with this 19-minute video, and it's like, now Fridge Too Far 2 comes out. What would you say the big difference in between the two is? Because, I mean, from someone that isn't related with PGCR, that doesn't know you, that watches the Fridge Too Far 1, some people might be kind of like, what did this mean? What was this all about? So, what did you take from that and change in Fridge Too Far 2?
Well, Fridge Too Far 2 is much better. I mean, it's got a story. The first one just was a couple of jokes strung together and adding things to it. Like I said, inside jokes, little things that a bunch of us had said in Xbox Live. Fridge 2 is just far superior. It's got a story. It's got better effects. It's got better input. I mean, just the help alone from the PGCR crew, and that adds a different element to it. You can't compare the two. I mean, I was kind of humbled by getting over 100,000 views to the video, because I'm sitting there going, really, it's not that great. It's not that good. So, I mean, this is a mile ahead of it. Really a mile ahead of it. I don't want people to get too big expectations, because it's jokes. It's sketches, one after the other, but there's a story to it. I mean, you can't even compare the two, and I can respect Duty's opinion, because really, if you don't know me and the other people involved in that little community, it's like, there's not much to it. But you can't even compare the two.
I'm curious as to what my opinion even was. Because I don't even remember.
Your comment was, I just don't get it.
No.
And then you said you would absolutely buy a PlayStation 4. Fucks the 720.
I did not.
Oh, sorry, I confused you with someone.
Now, it was on the last episode you were on duty, and you did happen to mention that you watched the Fridge Too Far 1, and you just didn't get it. And
Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I watched it, and I actually didn't finish it. I was just like, eh.
Oh, that's even better. No, I totally agree.
I totally understand. I was like, this makes no sense to me. I'm sorry. But I'm actually looking forward to this one.
Well, I do strongly recommend because of what Fridge Too Far 2 has. I'd watch the first one to kind of get an idea of his humor. And some of the things that happen in Fridge Too Far 1, there's some jokes referring to 1. Am I correct in that, Gagnon?
There are. Yeah, there's some jokes. There's recurring jokes. There's quite a few recurring jokes. As a matter of fact, I've already tried to figure them into the script of 3 as well. One of them's margaritas. Little things that will be recurring over and over again. So I mean, it's just fun. It's just fun.
Did you just officially announce?
No, I totally agree with you.
Did you just officially announce the third one already?
Oh my gosh. So, Gagnon, who would you? I mean, you've already thanked us. Who else would you like to thank?
Jeez, I mean, you guys have been the biggest supporters, no question about that. Also, like to thank guys like Jay, and I've had like to thank BS Angel who promoted a couple of my videos before. And just everybody who's not really directly involved and a friend with me who's actually come out and expressed their, a lot of people offering help and just supporting it. But just everybody in general has been positive. Because you know what? This has cost me money to make. It has. I bought new camera, tripod, external drive. I mean, people can make comments, but you know what? I'm doing this as a hobby. It's actually cost me money. So, I can't handle the negativity sometimes. But I mean, you know what? It is what it is. But I don't even want to get on that soapbox.
Rob, I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, I have a question. So I'm curious. Did you go out and buy sets to have as a background or to use, or did you use the some people use cardboard and make it, or is it a graphic background? Like the scenery and stuff that you use.
I've got. Actually, it's funny because the first one I strictly used pictures from in the background from not strictly, but about 90% of it was. Look, you guys aren't involved in this community, but you guys play Halo. So if I wanted to get a Halo background, where would I get it?
Forge.
Think here, guys.
Well,
Forge.
No.
So
Online.
Forge, I've been asked about 100 times, how did you get such a clear background? And I've only had 2 or 3 figure out it's in Forge World. But yeah, I get it in Forge World, upload it, and I use that. But in Fridge 2, not only is there a lot of backgrounds from Halo, there's a lot of sets that are designed now. So you actually have buildings and that are created in the blocks to make it look that much better.
Now, did you have complications?
But I can't believe, you wouldn't believe the amount of times people ask me that.
Did you have complications in Fridge 2 because you didn't have the online file share?
Yeah, I had a big problem, but I'd taken literally over 120 pictures in Forge World and Reach, okay. And I added some to it. I even have a little bit of Halo 3 in it. It wasn't too bad because when I actually wrote the script and I wrote what backgrounds I'd like to use, Halo 4 hadn't come out yet. Although one of the last scenes in the movie is going to have some Halo 4 background. And I didn't actually buy sets for the thing. I mean, Connor got sets. I mean, he likes it. But I told you guys before, Connor went and he said, hey, man, they have a Mantis. So it's like if your son likes something you like, it's like I went out and bought the Mantis.
Nice.
But it's very cool, by the way. It's very cool. And anyway.
Now, a lot of people wanted more action in Fridge Too Far 1. So, has this been addressed for Fridge Too Far 2?
There's an entire episode 3, which is all action. The scene's called The Battle at High Ground, and which is actually going to be premiered for a couple hundred people in England on the 23rd as a standalone scene that are attending UK Blocks Fest. But it is total action, that one. And there are action scenes, particularly towards the end of it. There is more action, but you know what? Primarily this is like sketch comedy. But there is a lot more action than there was in Fridge 1. Was I supposed to say more?
I don't know. I was like, whoa, that was a huge chunk of dead air there.
No, I think that's good. I know my head's I just say my head's just swimming in information now. I'm so stoked to see the fruits of your labor, and the fruits of my loins
this
together.
This is like a Saturday Night Live sketch where we just gotta...
Yeah.
Fruits of your loins. You mean you've seen the extra? Yeah, I think it's like a Saturday Night Live sketch, and we've gone too far, so we gotta cut it. But all right, it starts next week and next Friday. The first guys from PGCR, Rabowski appears in episode 2. Skills in episode 3. And Evander and Heeb join the fray in episode 4 on. And it'll be fun. And like I said, just people don't have to take it so seriously. Kick back and enjoy. And I will get some free time to myself.
Right on.
Because Rabowski, is he pinching a...
Probably. Or he's probably just got too much food in his mouth.